This is the part that I left out. And I have to tell you that the verses here are all traditional. This is a real old folk song with all those funny words that nobody knows what some of them mean. Except that one of the verses was written by Woody Guthrie. And you'll know which verse it is when I get to it. I ride an old paint, I lead an old Dan, I'm going to Montana to throw the hula hand. They feed in the coulees, they water in the draw, their tails are all matted, their backs are all raw. Ride around, little dogies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and snuffy are rarin' to go. Now old Bill Jones had a daughter and a son. One went to Denver, the other went wrong. His wife, she died in a barroom fight, but still he keeps singing from morning till night. Ride around, little dogies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and snuffy are rarin' to go. Well, I've worked in the city, I've worked on the farm. All I got to show is the muscle in my arm. Got a blister on my foot and a callus on my hand, but I'm going to Montana to throw the hula hand. Ride around, little dogies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and snuffy are rarin' to go. Now when I die, take my saddle from the wall, put it on my pony, lead him out his stall, put my bones on his back, turn our faces to the west, and we'll ride the prairies that we love the best. Ride around, little dogies, ride around them slow, for the fiery and snuffy are rarin' to go. It took me about 20 minutes to realize that I'd forgotten to sing that part. So let's pretend that I did sing it back then, and I'm just coming back now after the intermission. Thank you very much. And this is what I plan to start the second half with, okay? We're all together again, we're here, we're here. We're all together again, we're here, we're here. And who knows when we'll be all together again, singing all together again. We're here, we're here. Well, 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 look who's here. I haven't seen you in many a year. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, grandest band in the land. Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band and spread the welcome mat for you. Well, I don't know where you came from, 'cause I don't know where you've been. But it really doesn't matter. Grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in. If I knew you were coming, I'd have kept the pot of chocolate nice and hot. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? Let's sing that whole thing together, as much as you can remember. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? Drop me a letter. Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, grandest band in the land had dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band and spread the welcome mat for you. I don't know where you came from, 'cause I don't know where you've been. But it really doesn't matter. Grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in. If I knew you were coming, I'd have kept a pot of chocolate, nice and hot. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? How'd you do, how'd you do? How'd you do, 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 do? Yeah! That last one about kept a pot of chocolate nice and hot, that was actually written when my partner Sharon sang that as a solo on one of our recordings. Her husband Joe wrote that little pot of chocolate part, but it's not part of the original song. I want to talk about Alan Mills a little bit more. I started out a little bit about the Yiddish part, but he sang in English and in French and in Yiddish sometimes, which was not well known, the Yiddish part. But he taught me a lot of songs from a lot of parts of Canada and from the British Isles and other places. And this is one of them. This is a medley that I put together of 3 different jigs from Newfoundland. Some of them, one of them, a lot of you may find familiar. The others, maybe not so much. One is called Lots of Fish in Bonavist Harbour, or sometimes called The Feller from Fortune, but I don't sing that part of it. And the other one, next one is called the Kelligrews Soiree. Now, a soiree is a party. Usually takes place in somebody's house. And there's fiddles and banjos and guitars and a lot of fun. And the last one in this medley is the one that's probably best known. It's called Eyes the Bide That Builds the Boat. So I learned all of these 3 songs from Al, and I put them together into this medley for Sharon, Lois, and Bram to sing. It's a devil of a thing, I'll tell you. Lots of fish in Bonavist Harbour, lots of fish right in around here. Boys and girls are fishing together, 45 from Carboneer. Oh, catch a hold this one, catch a hold that one. Swing around this one, swing around she. Dance around this one, dance around that one. Diddle-dum this one, diddle-dum-dee. Oh, Uncle George got up in the morning, he got up in a wonderful tear. Ripped the seat right out of his breeches, now he's got no pair to wear. Oh, catch a hold this one, catch a hold that one. Swing around this one, swing around she. Dance around this one, dance around that one. Diddle-dum this one, diddle-dum-dee. You may talk of Clara Nolan's ball or anything you choose, but it wouldn't hold a snuff box to the spree at Kelligrews. If you want your eyeballs straightened, come out next week with me. You'll have to wear your glasses at the Kelligrews Soiree. There was birch, rind, tar, twine, cherry wine and turpentine, jowls and cavalances, ginger beer and tea. Pig's feet, cat's meat, dumplings boiled up in a sheet, dandelion and cracky's teeth at the Kelligrews Soiree. Ding de diddle de diddle de doom de ding de diddle doom de diddle da 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 la da 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 dum bum ba ba da la ding da ding da doodle de dum da doodle de diddle de doodle de doodle de dum. Eyes the bite that builds the boat, and eyes the bite that sails her. Eyes the bite that catches the fish and takes her home to Lizer. Hip your partner Sally to bow, hip your partner Sally Brown. Folk at Twillingate Morton's Harbour, all around a circle. Susan White, she's out of sight. Her petticoat wants a border. Old Sam Oliver in the dark, he kissed her in the corner. Hip your partner Sally Tibbo, hip your partner Sally Brown. Folk at Twillingate Morton's Harbour, all around a circle. Yes, eyes the boy that builds the boat, and eyes the boy that sails her. Eyes the boy that catches the fish and takes him home to Lizer. Hip your partner Sally Tibbo, hip your partner Sally Brown. Folk at Twillingate Morton's Harbour, all around a circle. I'll tell you boys, we had a time at the Kelligrews Soiree. Woo! when I did that with the trio, we kind of shared it around. But doing it all yourself, that's something else. So he also taught me how Quebecers sound, both in French and in English. And the perfect exemplar of how to demonstrate both of those to you is with this song. This is a bilingual song. It starts out in English, and each verse starts out in English and finishes up in French. And basically, it's a story of a young man who goes to the market with his basket on his arm. And the first girl he meets is the daughter of the local lawyer. She says, "What do you got in the basket?" He says, "I got some apples. You want to buy some?" She says, "Yeah, give me 2 dozen. My old man will pay." And so I gave her 2 dozen, but the old man didn't pay. He says, "Such is the business avec la fille d'un avocat." And the chorus is, "I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas." Means I love you, you scarcely wait for me at all. It's kind of nonsense. So you can do the "I love you," and you can go blah, 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 blah if you like. I don't care. Whatever you like. But this is what Quebec sounds like in both English and French. I went to the market, mon petit panier sur mon bras. I went to the market, mon petit panier sur mon bras. The first girl I met was la fille d'un avocat. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. Try it. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, blah, 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 blah. The verse is linked. The second line becomes the first line of the next verse. So, the first girl I met was la fille d'un avocat. The first girl I met was la fille d'un avocat. She says, "What have you got dans ce beau petit panier-là?" I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas encore. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. Oh, she says, "What have you got dans ce beau petit panier-là?" She says, "What have you got dans ce beau petit panier-là?" I got some apples, en achèteriez-vous pas? I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. Oh, I got some apples, en achèteriez-vous pas? I got some apples, en achèteriez-vous pas? Oh, give me 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme te paiera ça. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. Oh, give me 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme te paiera ça. Oh, give me 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme te paiera ça. I gave her 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme ne payait pas. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas encore. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. Oh, I gave her 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme ne payait pas. I gave her 2 dozen, puis le bonhomme ne payait pas. Such is the business avec la fille d'un avocat. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. I love you, vous ne m'attendez guère. I love you, vous ne m'attendez pas. I got to take a minute and tune. I hope you appreciate this effort that I do for me.
You would sure know if you didn't.
Well, you might. I know I would. It'd drive me nuts. I don't know what anybody who takes tuning seriously did before the invention of the electronic tuner. Because I have a good ear. Well, that's all I have. I just want to... Sorry, that was just Trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of push and broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. 3rd boxcar midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old suit and worn out shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of their children, all of their names, every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes, but 2 hours of push and broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. 3rd boxcar midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Old suit and worn out shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of their children and all of their names, every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. I smoke old stogies I have found. Short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. King of the road. It's time now. King of the road. It's a song I wanted to sing for years and years and years and years. And I put it on a list of songs to learn a couple of years ago, and I did. How about that? I want to sing a couple of songs in Spanish for you now. The first one is from Spain, but I don't sing it in Spanish. I sing it in Mexican. I don't say veces and gracias. I first learned Spanish that way at university, but as soon as I started coming to Mexico, that just all went out the window. This is a charming little song. It's about the Sereno, El Sereno. The Sereno was the night watchman that was hired by a community to walk the streets at night to make sure that there was nothing wrong going on and to sort of show the flag. And he would sing out the hours of the night and say, 3 o'clock and all's well, kind of thing. And this one says, the Sereno of my street has a beautiful voice. When he sings out the hours, he sounds like a señorita. And then he sings out the hours. And then it says, the Sereno de mi calle es un gran embustero. He's a big liar. Because he said it was a lovely, clear night, but it dawned raining. El sereno de mi calle tiene una voz muy bonita que cuando canta las horas parece una señorita. Sereno que canta, dime qué hora es, que ha dado la 1, las 2 y las 3, las 4, las 5, las 6, las 7, las 8, las 9, las 10. Sereno que canta, dime qué hora es. El sereno de mi calle es un gran embustero. Me ha dicho que estaba raso y amanecido lloviendo. Sereno que canta, dime qué hora es, que ha dado la 1, las 2 y las 3, las 4, las 5, las 6, las 7, las 8, las 9, las 10. Sereno que canta, dime qué hora es. And here's another. This is a Mexican children's song, and I learned 3 verses of it and sang those for years. And then I found a 4th verse. It's Los Pollitos Dicen. The little chicks, baby chicks, say. You know what they say? Pío, pío, pío. Cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío, when they're hungry and when they're cold. And their mother, the gallina, looks for grain for them, corn and wheat, and feeds them. And under her 2 wings, huddled under her 2 wings, the little chicks sleep until the next day. That's it. And that's where it ended. Till I found a 4th verse that said, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to sing you the 3 verses, just as I learned them, and then I'll tell you about the 4th verse. Los pollitos dicen pío, 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 cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío. La gallina busca el maíz y el trigo, les da la comida y les presta abrigo, shelters them. Bajo sus 2 alas, acurrucaditos, hasta la mañana duermen los pollitos. Nice little song. 4th verse. When they wake up, cuando se levantan, dicen mamacita. When they wake up, they say mama, mamacita, tengo mucho hambre, very hungry, dame lombricitas, give me little worms. Cuando se levantan, dicen mamacita, tengo mucho hambre, dame lombricitas. Blech. So here's some more chicken stuff. Listen, I get on a kick, you know. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. My wife said, honey, we ain't making no money, because those chickens, no eggs would they lay. One day a rooster came into our yard and caught those chickens right off of their guard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came into our yard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came into our yard. Want to sing it again? Yeah. Okay, now you know it. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. We had some chickens, no eggs would they lay. My wife said, honey, we ain't making no money because them chickens, no eggs would they lay. One day a rooster came into our yard and caught those chickens right off of their guard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came into our yard. They're laying eggs now, just like they used to, ever since that rooster came into our yard. So I borrowed two songs for this show from each of my two partners. The song "If I Knew You Were Coming, I'd Have Baked a Cake" was one that Sharon did as one of her solos on one of our trio albums, and this is one that Lois did, and. A lot of these songs, these old songs, have little introductions that some people know, but most people don't sing. And I'm going to see if you can recognize what this song is just by the introduction. And then I'll put you out of your misery. Sometimes I hear your voice ring out oh so sweetly. Sometimes, my dear, it fades and is gone with the dawn. Little Sir Echo, how do you do? Hello, 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 hello. Little Sir Echo, I'm very blue. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, won't you come over and play? You're a nice little fellow, I know by your voice, but you're always so far away. You know this song, don't you? I thought you would. Little Sir Echo, you're very dear. Hello, 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 hello. Little Sir Echo, you're very near. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, won't you come over and play? You're a nice little fellow, I know by your voice, but you're always so far away. Here's another Echo song. It's a third string that keeps slipping. Sing each line after me, okay? Go. Wait. That's the wrong key. I would have killed us both with that. If I sing, Candy Man, you'll sing Candy Man, salty dog. Salty dog. Candy Man, oh salty dog. Oh, salty dog. Candy Man, salty dog. Salty dog. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I'm gonna be your salty dog. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I'm gonna be your salty dog. Little red light, little green light, oh little red light, a little green light, a little green light, oh little red light, a little red light, a little green light, a little green light. Stop on the red and go on the green. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Stop on the red and go on the green. Don't mess with Mr. Careful, I'm going to try to fool you. Candy Man, salty dog, salty dog. Candy Man, oh salty dog, salty dog. Candy Man, salty dog. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I wanna be your salty dog. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I'm gonna be your salty dog. Or really loose, let him flop, feels good. Or ho ho ho. Little laughter therapy. If you're gonna be, let's sing it together. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I'm gonna be your salty dog. Let's sing it last time. If you're gonna be my Candy Man, I'm gonna be your salty dog. Oh yeah. Well, it's getting kind of late, folks. And this is great. I've been really enjoying this a lot. I've got a couple more songs to do, but I think my voice is starting to slip a bit. I haven't done this in a long time. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door. And you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. That's the chorus. I was broke and so dissatisfied. I was broke and so dissatisfied. I was broke and dissatisfied, and I nearly cried, and you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. So here's to all you good time friends of mine. Here's to all you good time friends of mine. When I had $1, you treated me so fine. Where'd you go when I didn't have a dime? Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. Yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. I don't want to see this town no more, I don't ever want to see this town no more. But if I ever do, it'll be on account of you, 'cause you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. Oh yes, you made me a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. So don't turn a stranger from your home. Don't you ever turn a stranger from your home. Don't turn a stranger from your home. There'll come a day when you'll be roaming, looking for a pallet on the floor. You may be looking for a pallet on the floor. You may be looking for a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. When I had no place to go, you opened up your door and you made me a pallet on the floor. Somewhere, and I don't know where it is, there is a Russian nightclub. It's called the Kretchma. And the Kretchma, I checked it out. In Russian, Kretchma means an inn or a tavern. And this is the song about the Kretchma. I have to credit Theodore Bickel for this one. When you hear Russian songs, do you suffer? Does your heart start to pound in your chest? If you do, come down to the Kretchma. It costs plenty, but it's from the best. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the Russian vodka is all right. Come to the Kretchma, that's where you'll catch me. Drinking vodka every night. This is the chorus now. Vida, vida, da vida, vida, da vida, 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 vida. Kind of like chitty beam, chitty boom, but not exactly. In the corner is standing a Cossack. You can see him from way down the block. And inside, the candles are gleaming. But except for the candles, it's dark. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the borscht and piroshkis is all right. Come to the Kretchma, that's where you'll catch me. Making whoopee every night. Vida, 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 vida. Vida, 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 vida. Vida, vida. Vida, vida. That's my ballad-like imitation. Vida, 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 vida. In the middle, he's standing Natasha. All the men are beginning to pant. And when she dances, her shoulders they vibrate. And when she sings, then you hear that she can't. And there is singing, and there is dancing, and the rushing baritones. All right, come to the Kretchma, that's where you'll catch me. Making whoopee every night. Avida, vida, da, vida, vida. Avida, vida, 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 vida. Avida, vida. Avida, vida. Avida, vida, 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 vida. Boy, if that's not a closer, I don't know whether. Want another one? Yeah. Okay. This is a country song. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed 'neath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all did agree that the man who ran looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Well, the judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die. Well, I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night wind wails. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Well, the gallows was high and eternity near. She stood in the crowd, but shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind blows in a long black veil, she moans over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night wind wails. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. You know it's the end when I do this. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Oh, I forgot. There are actions to this. Well, it's hard to do. It's hard to do with the guitar on. When we did it in the trio, I played the guitar and the women did the actions, but Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo, I love you. That's not real sign language, by the way. They would. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo, I love you. Okay, here's the part. Just a minute. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love like that. Okay. Okay. You do the actions, I'll play the guitar. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening underneath the moon. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. Sing it for me, okay? Here we go. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening. Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you. I have to stop here for a second. There were some credits that I intended to do, and I really want to do them. First of all, thank you very much for coming, you, all of you. Amistad Canada, for all the wonderful work that you do. They are an incredible organization, and I have nothing but admiration for them. They support so many different hands-on social agencies in the community and outside of the community. I want to thank Jose Juan Granados for making this guitar in Paracho. He didn't make it for me. He made it. He sent it to San Miguel, and I bought it here. And I just love this little guitar. It's a wonderful thing. It lives here. It waits for me. It waits for me while I'm gone. And I want to thank the Biblioteca for being such wonderful hosts for the show, especially Julieta Moreno, for making me feel so welcome and so special, to Ken and Aaron Basman for recording the sound, and for Nick Barros for filming this whole thing. It's been a wonderful effort on everybody's part, and I really appreciate it. So, Skinnamarinky dinky dink, Skinnamarinky doo. I love you too. Boop boopy doo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.